Hi guys, it's time for another channeled message from one of the 13 divine feminine archetypes. So in case this is your first one, these messages are sent out in my weekly newsletter every Friday at 10 o'clock AEST. And what it is it's basically me tuning in and collectively tuning in on behalf of the collective consciousness of those of you who will receive this and watch this, to see which of the 13 divine feminine archetypes that I work with would like to speak to the collective and share a message. The way that this works is I just basically get out of the way and I tune in energetically. And the thing that happens with archetypes is it's just a pattern of energy. It's a pattern of energy that repeats. And the reason why we use archetypes is that it helps us wrap our heads around that pattern of energy, gives it a name, gives it kind of something that we can, in our 3D world, grab a hold onto. And because energy is sometimes a little bit hard for us to kind of wrap our minds around. So archetypes really help us bring that sort of energy that's repeating and it's in pattern mode and it's on, feels like it's cycling through into something that we can kind of grasp a hold of. And what you'll find that happens often is, because energy is archetypal and archetypals are just patterns, you might find yourself often talking to people and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm going through exactly the same thing, or I'm having the same kinds of experiences, but it's not quite the same, but everything over here is kind of like the same, but it's a slightly different circumstance. And that is no coincidence. It's simply that things are cyclical in nature, and we often have people in our world around us that are actually totally on the same path as us. And it's kind of, I'm shaking my head because it feels like it's blowing our minds that someone would be having the same kind of experience. And, I've got a cool little story for you to share just briefly. A very dear friend of mine is also, at the moment, I'm launching my brand new membership site, my Rise, Inspire, Shine Sisterhood. And a beautiful friend of mine, Anna, is also launching a membership program, a membership site. And hers is just like so amazing. And at the same time, these ideas are manifesting in us and we're launching them. And we ended up having a chat about it because we needed to talk about it, that we were both doing the same sorts of things and that we needed to make sure that everything was open and transparent and that there was no kind of, things feeling like things were crossed over. And we had this beautiful conversation about it and it was just amazing. Same sort of thing, spirituality focused. It was just cool. There was lots of intuition and stuff in it. And it was an amazing conversation because who she's here to serve is who she is here to serve. And who I'm here to serve is who I'm here to serve. And yes, those paths may cross over in moments, but there's absolutely more than enough for everybody. So this pattern of energy, this archetypal energy is everywhere. And the more you pay attention to it, the more you'll notice it. And you'll see that there's lots of synchronicities and lots of similarities happening. And if you've listened to me anytime in the last sort of few months, you will have heard me say there's no such thing as a coincidence because everything is just patterns of energy. All right. So that's a little bit about archetypes. So what I think is really exciting about these archetype messages that I do every week for you guys here in my newsletter, and you'll see these on YouTube as well, is that at the moment I'm preparing, so it's mid-May at the moment, I'm preparing to open the doors to this new membership, to this Rise, Inspire, Shine Sisterhood in June. So at the moment, behind the scenes, I'm going through the motions and getting it all set up, and I've got a few beautiful women in there doing some beta testing for me, and I'm serving them, practicing, testing out how I want to deliver it all and how it's all going to work. Doors open in June, and what happens is this message that I'm about to do for you guys, you get one of these every month if you remember. So it works in kind of two parts. Every month you receive a personalized channeled message specific for you, and you also receive a channeled message for the collective, and that's for the women, the collective group of women that have consciously chosen to be part of that sisterhood, to be part of that membership. So in your membership for the $75 Aussie dollars, I should say, per month, and that includes the GST, there's no additional GST on top of that. For the $75 per month, you get, your own personalized message channeled specifically for you every month. If you were to buy one of those from me, it's $40 just for the message alone. On top of that, there's some really cool stuff. So there's some guided meditations that I do live, so you can watch along and listen along and do the guided meditation with me. We also have some group coaching. So I'm really passionate about meeting and releasing fear so that we can get on with the stuff that we're here to do in this lifetime. There's a group coaching session every month on that stuff. So working with the fear and talking about the fear and not, kind of turning a blind eye and avoiding the fear, because I think there's some real power in that. So you get the channeled messages, you get the guided meditations, you get the live group coaching, and there's also a little mini workshop in there as well every month. It was actually today that we had the workshop for the month of May, and the workshop was on using your own intuition. We had some great conversations. We talked about it. We were able to look at some specific examples for everybody who was there live, and it was really cool to kind of dig into intuition and get a bit of an understanding behind it, how it works, where it comes from. I dabbled with a little bit of science behind the intuition just to kind of talk about some of that really fascinating stuff that really floats my boat. It was amazing. I said, we won't take the whole hour. We'll just see how we go. We went for the whole hour. It was amazing. So that's also included in your membership. What's also in there as well is a Facebook group. So there's a Facebook group just for members. So it's members only, and you can have access to anyone in that group and ask questions and brainstorm and ask me questions. It's a place where we can come in, a safe space to talk about the things that perhaps we might not want to talk about in the wider audience of Facebook, Facebook publicly, or even those Facebook groups that we're in a part of. So without much further ado, I'm going to get stuck in, and we're going to tune in and see which of those beautiful divine feminine archetypes, the 13 that I work with in the intuitive intelligence method, would like to share a message with us today. So as I do every time, I'm going to read out the 13 so that you have a bit of an idea who they are, and then I'll take a moment, tune in, and I'll see which one would like to speak, and I'll allow her to speak. And what happens is when I channel, I either speak as the archetype or on behalf of, and we'll see what happens today. All right, so just taking a second to tune in, and then I'll read out the 13. All right, so the divine feminine archetypes, the 13 that I work with, and there's many, many more, but this is the 13 that we work with in the method, the intuitive intelligence method, are the maiden, the mother, the crone, the seductress, she's also known as the wild woman, the enchantress, the healer, also known as the alchemist, the warrior, the teacher, the student, the wife, the priestess, the queen, and the goddess. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a moment. I'm just going to tune in. I've come off the back of a session, so it's just going to take me a moment just to tune in. Get myself, my 3D self, my ego self out of the way, and tune into the energy that wants to come forward and share with us today. So let's see who we've got. We have the priestess. Yes. Yes. I know. Many of you were witches. Yes, you were. And you were burnt at the stake, raped and pillaged, and accused of things that you simply did not do. Your innocence has been robbed from you in those lifetimes, and it's time to move out of that restricted way of life. The essence within you is so palpable that it brought forward incredible fear in the hearts of those around you who did not understand. And they punished you for their lack of understanding, rather than seeking to ask questions of you and understand greater and have a better comprehension of that which you spoke of. No, instead they punished you, abused you, shackled you and chained you, murdered you, abused you. And that part of you has been chained up, caged for so long. But it is time now. The earth is changing. The world in which you live is changing. And there is opportunities unlike ever before. Yes. Unlike ever before, you have the capacity to stand and speak and be heard without fear of being punished. Without the brutality. Yes, you now have platforms that you can stand upon and speak. And your message can fall upon the ears of those who dare to listen. There is an awakening, and you, of course, play a vital role, and you are being invited to step forth. And you are absolutely not being invited alone. There are many. There are many, many women. You need only ask, and one will appear. They are everywhere. The invitation is raining down upon the lands, sinking into the crown and down into these beings, allowing them an invitation to shine their light, to speak, and to shower those who dare to listen with the light that has been forgotten for so long. And if you feel the calling, and I know that some of you will, it is time. It is time. I bow in such deep reverence to the Priestess archetype for joining us today. What an absolute freaking privilege to hear such a potent and powerful message. So as always, take from this what you need to. Take from this what you will. It is yours to absorb however feels right for you. And just remember that if you have enjoyed this, if you have heard some of these messages and they are the kinds of things that you would like month in, month out, then come and join the sisterhood. Come and join my Rise, Inspire, Shine sisterhood. It's a mouthful. There's so many words. Please do come and join us. The doors open in June. You'll hear about it on my Facebook page. You'll hear about it in my newsletter. You won't be able to miss it. And anyone who does join in June, as a beautiful thank you gift from my heart to yours, I am offering up a one-on-one session with me for anyone who does join us in June as a little thank you for supporting my vision to allow this message to spread out into the world. So that is my invitation for you. If you would like to join me, please do let me know. Please send me an email or send me a message if you'd like to go on the wait list so that I ensure you are notified of it as soon as those doors open in June. But other than that, thank you so much for the privilege. Thank you for listening to me today. It's been a slightly longer live than usual, but I really want to make sure that if this is the kind of membership, if this sisterhood is for you, that you know about it, and that the women who are meant to be here are here, and they can join us in June when those doors open, because there is some great work to be done and I am so privileged to do so, and I cannot The excitement is palpable. I cannot wait. Okay, thank you so much, dear ones. It has been my absolute pleasure and privilege to channel this message from that divine priestess archetype for you today. Have a great day, and if you have any questions, please do get in touch and let me know. Take care. Bye.